The following fact-based drama is based on first-person accounts, interviews, and NASA transcripts.
Now here it is, your moment of Zen.
This is Christopher Columbus and goes for a flat world.
I know, but really, you're such a dreamer. You'll go out there and you'll sail right off the edge of the world.
Oh, bravo! Hey, was that moving? Was that a great bet? Have your permission to sail?
Have you had your shot?
Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know. Welcome to the show. Didn't they teach you to reach for the stars while opening up the bars and keeping you chained down with mortgage bills and cars? Vaccines for your arms, kids sounding like supercharged. Caffeinated, hate-filled scars, rage-quit repertoires, no answers for yards, caught up in emotion that's not even yours. Imposted truths like impeccable retards, lined up for your serving of gish gallop and war. No remedy can save the lost in love with the yarn. I'm tired of walking into refracted shards, poor science displayed by disgusting bards. Soaked in sin with your dupe as the light and a new hand of cards. Been so long, seems like for love I'm just too hard, I'm just too hard. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know. Welcome to the show. You don't know.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
Bring on the new order. All out of order, out of chaos. That's what it's all about.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but order out of chaos, but we will. In my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda. Workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil.
A classic. Enjoy. Take a look.
You leave your spinning space while you have no shame or grace. It's a disdainful state I used to contemplate how to save myself from my own self-hate. Wonder why I was even made with dreadful fate, forced to try and awake with a full plate. Who once felt me stay awake or educate. I've had to liberate and fight through hidden gates, but my brother, heaven could never be late. And no rockets, they don't work in space, it's all fake. The show is on Mars, it's a joke, but you're too far gone. It won't be long, Pepe's beat is strong. We have our song and we march on, like streams of knowledge leading to God's holy pond. Lives of truth, it hits the bomb, it sings the song, turns mankind from the wrong. We come in peace with old down, now swearing our holy crowns. So the earth is flat, we probably just won't get along. It's the one. Welcome to the show. You don't know. You don't know. Welcome to the show. You don't know. You don't know. Flat Stuff Earth, man.
Yeah, this is going out to all the globe heads out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Where my FE Warriors at? The earth is flat. What you know about that? Waking up and realize 500 years of a lie. It's flat. A material plane. You got the balls on the brain. Heliocentric insane. No matter how high we rise, even up into the skies, the horizon meets your eyes. They told us it was a globe, just so they could control our mind, body, and soul. Born into a brainwashed society, had you believing in the ball since you were age 3. Scientism, the new religion, put you inside a prison while constantly drilling that you live in a solar system. Space, the final frontier, keep them hooked with Hollywood, new movies every year. We've been hypnotized, all we've been told is lies. In a heliocentric haze, says Copernicus staked his claims. They tried to hide the truth. The fake landing on the moon was because they needed proof. So they had Apollo take a picture of the globe outside the window for the television show. Was it a painting or photo? I think not for the intro and Dubé for the info. Yeah, they put me in the know that NASA is just a show. Sayonara to the globe, cause it's flat, I'm gonna go.
By turning Earth into a spinning ball thrown around the sun and shot through infinite space from a godless Big Bang, they turn humanity into a random, meaningless, purposeless accident.
The Earth is flat. What you know about that? Waking up and realize 500 years of the lies, it's flat. They mess with our brains. Terra firma remains a flat and motionless plane. No matter how high we rise, even up into the skies, the horizon meets your eyes. NASA lies to our face. There's such a big disgrace. Never been to outer space. They try to hide the truth with pseudoscience proof to brainwash the youth. They told us it was a globe just so they could control our mind, body, and soul. It's flat, the material plane. You got the balls on the brain, heliocentric insane. Infinite plane or a dome, it may never be known, but the earth is our home. Yeah, want all my flat earthers out there to sing along. Yeah, come on. The earth is flat. It's flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat. It's flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
The biggest cover-up and conspiracy in history. We've been completely deluded for 500 years.
Davis knows. Hey brother, what do you say? Is the earth flat or round?
Only God knows those things.
Well, I've been writing a song about a man named Boo. Well, some folks say boo-hoo-a-deen, others say boo-hoo. He's a man with 303 cards and the truth. And this is a song about a guy called Boo. Well, I've been writing a song about the man they call Boo. So I ripped off an old melody, I've barely changed the tune. If I'm stuck, then I'll ask, what would Hooadine do? when he's writing a song in the key of boo. I might take a leaf out of his idiom book. If I'm stuck for an idea, then it's a place to take a look. I'll pick up a guitar and before too long I'll get to the heart of the song.
Already suspicious as a government, they may as well have their suspicions confirmed. Okay. And well, is that why you... That the stress of this? Pulled off one of the greatest, and because I made a film.
So don't freak out if his name's a bit weird, and don't get upset if you don't like his beard. Sometimes he wears it short and other times it's long, but he gets to the heart, he gets to the heart, he gets to the heart of the song. The heart of the song.
Ah, the seasons. It gets cold in the winter. Flowers bloom in the spring. We get lots of sun in the summer. And leaves fall in the fall. See, the Earth's seasons affect every living thing on Earth. That's right. Seasons affect the way everything grows and changes every year. The reason we have seasons on Earth is because the Earth is tilted.
If I mention the fake news media,
right here with the solar panel plastic globe of science.
Mention the fake news media.
The more you look like a samurai, the better your chances of survival.
Millions of them. Millions, or billions, millions.
How mean.
Lost my faith in science and progress.
I think it's true, actually possible that the world is flat.
Relax, take it easy.
Or flat.
Or flat.
Seems on some of these, it's entertainment, and he does entertain the crowd.
The more you see it, the more you read it, the more incredible it is, and the more you will. It's like a great, you could say, I mean, I don't like to use this analogy, but like a great movie, great, incredible movie.
I'm the hand that Mona Lisa's skirt. What's left in your life? You're 33 years old, you're worth all this money. You say you didn't say that you wanted to work the
Straight from the top of the dome, as the rock.
Sometimes I'm discouraged by the shills and the haters, but then I see plainly daily numbers growing greater as the labor of a few can change the views of millions. See deception undone, the sun's crepuscular brilliance. The killing everywhere clouds my sunny disposition. If we don't change ourselves, we're never gonna change the system. A vision of compassion seen in my homie Eric's work showed me every single life in this world has worth and deserves to be respected unless it tries to deprive the life or the rights of others like you and I. Try to break the mold they sold you into in your youth and see not a single curve of proof, emotion to boot. Truth doesn't change, though the lies so often do. Facts speak for themselves. The second we're gonna take this world back, because despite all the lies, we can see the earth's flat. Smoke a new bay, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat. They can lock me up in chains, they can leave my work in flames, but the truth will never change. They can block a million videos, they can make up the stats. They can purge the whole internet. The earth is still flat.
Earth is a level, motionless plane with the sun, moon, and stars revolving over and around us, just as you experience every day. You are not living on a tilting, wobbling, spinning sphere pair with bendy oceans and upside-down people in Australia. You cannot dig a hole to China and find more sky below you. Water cannot curve around and cling to a ball, no matter how many times you say gravity grabs it. You know, gravity. It just grabs everything and sticks it to the globe.
It's smoking New Bay, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat. They can lock me up in chains, they can leave my work in flames, but the truth will never change. They can block a million videos, they can make up the stats. They can purge the whole internet, the earth is still flat. It's smoking New Bay, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat.
Theorist has finally followed the trail of flat Earth breadcrumbs. I believe the Earth is flat.
It did look flat out of my window.
Despite what big round Earth money and their anti-flat Earth agenda want you to believe.
On the surface, the Earth floats around.
Moon landing was faked, or the argument that the Earth is flat and that scientists are covering it up.
City of cold flat ground.
That stuff is flat.
I do know what's going to happen.
Wants to know what would happen if the Earth stopped rotating for a second.
Oh, yeah, that would be disastrous. I'm just saying, disastrous. Because right now, here in New York, you can calculate at our latitude, we are all moving with the Earth at 800 miles an hour. Due east, because Earth is rotating. If you stopped Earth and you weren't seatbelt buckled to the Earth, you would fall over and roll 800 miles an hour due east. It would kill everyone on Earth. People would be flying out of windows, and that would just be a bad day on Earth. I'm just saying. If somehow we all slow down, so anything not bolted to the Earth would fly due east. 800 miles an hour. That's what happens to you in a car if you hit a brick wall and you're not wearing a seatbelt. You keep going.
Planet was crazy. There are a lot of people who disagree.
Should we still debate whether the Earth is flat?
Yeah.
But
the truth of the matter
is whether the Earth is flat.
If you can find a way to desalinate water using less energy than we use today, you would get rich.
Beijing and New Delhi, where they can't breathe, they just wear masks. Wouldn't you want to make a fundamental change?
So things are going to change.
The food
in
is
China.
Same thing.
But Bill, there is no big glass dome. No, I know. Okay. But there is a big gas dome. A big gas dome. Get it? Glass dome, gas dome. Are you with me?
NASA polices disaster.
Ground and there's green grass growing all around, and green grass growing all around.
Stuff, the earth, together, essentially how much stuff is in the earth, it's pulling it down, pulling it together. Essentially, the bigger you build the thing, the more the force is. Together, essentially, like some sort of misshape, potato shape. So together, essentially, aim in every direction.
Hello, YouTube. For more of the same, just click here and don't forget.
Thank you.
Where did you go? After the rapture, I was left with the ghost. A tepid reminder of what once was fire. It's just an number. When it turns, the line blurs, the truth ends, and the lying begins. It's like you're falling. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. Maybe one day the darkness will pass. One day the dawn, it will rise and the curse will lift like clouds that run from the sun's blinding light. No, nothing grows where the light don't show. It's yours to choose. Just know down this road you're gonna go it alone. I just want you to know that I miss you and I yearn for the time long before rabbit hole. Before you fell off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off edge of the earth. Maybe one day the darkness will pass. And one day the dawn, it will rise and the curse will lift like clouds that run from the sun's blinding light. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. It's like you're falling off the edge of the earth. Like you're falling off the edge of the earth.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
That was a joke about the world being flat, right?
Was it?
I mean, if it works for them, sure. Fine. Earth is a giant ball of lava with a thin crust.
How mean.
with that, I'll end with the story. So last month, President Biden and I unveiled the first photographs taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. I think we were all just in awe. I was sharing with some of the friends that when I first saw those photographs, I had a very intellectual response, which was wow.
Wow.
It started with a young dentist from the East Coast, Frederick McKay, goes out to Colorado Springs and notices something that he'd never seen before, which is a good chunk of the population had brown stains on their teeth. The people in Colorado Springs said they were used to it, so they thought nothing of it anymore. But he decided to try to find out what was causing this discoloration of the teeth, something that became known as Colorado brown stain. It was 30 years later and a lot of investigating before it was determined that it was actually fluoride in the water that led to the brown staining. Interestingly enough, though, along with the brown staining was no tooth decay. Tooth decay, which was very common, everyone had it severely. People with fluoride in the water didn't have tooth decay. So that led further investigators to start looking at, well, is there a balance of fluoride in the water that can prevent tooth decay but not cause that brown staining? So investigators started going around the country because fluoride naturally occurs in water. Most groundwater has some level of fluoride in it. Most has very low levels of fluoride, but some, like Colorado Springs, had very high levels. So in a series of studies over the course of the next 20 years, they determined it was about 1 part per million, a very small amount of fluoride that prevented tooth decay and had a very small percentage of kids still had a very light discoloration of their teeth. Instead of brown, it was very faint white, and this was called dental fluorosis. So the balance was made, and in 1945 they started an experiment. They paired cities. One city they started adding fluoride in the water. Grand Rapids, Michigan was the first, paired with a city that had no fluoride in the water. It was so successful after 5 years that about a 60 to 65% reduction in tooth decay in children, that basically they stopped the experiment and other cities just started adding fluoride to their community water supplies.
sit back and forth in a passionate kiss from my mouth to yours. Sloppy lips to lips. You're my vitamins, 'cause I like you.
Pushing a button and turning a dial.
It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. But it's has to be. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. Realistic. It looks kind of flat. Images over and over again. Realistic. It looks kind of flat. Realistic. It looks kind of flat. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. Realistic. It looks kind of flat.
So they're wrong, or they're out of office, or the world is flat after all.
Flat.
You know.
It's just natural. It's not a great disaster. People keep talking about it as if it's the end of the earth. It's talking about it as if it's the end of the earth. It's
flat. Do you remember? It's flat. We're all confusion now. People don't know what to do.
What? The Earth is flat.
The point of this, it's funded. It's funded by a certain group of people.
Guarantee.
What? The Earth is flat. What? The Earth is flat.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
The Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Double guarantee that too.
There have been three great theories claiming the world is
Amazing.
What? The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. What? The Earth is flat.
Scientists from all over the world have put their brains together to answer the world's greatest question: is the Earth really flat?
If Einstein were here and we're talking with Einstein, we could talk to him for hours and hours and hours. You know what question will never come out of our mouth?
What if the flat earthers were right and the Earth was, in fact, flat?
Thing and let go. Besides, even if it was flat, it's not like you're gonna make it to the edge anyway, you lazy shit.
Earth is flat.
Bang.
Yeah.
Water, the unparalleled substance of flat Earth.
That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
These Japanese pictures, I've seen them. Put them up.
They don't
They're
have
terrible.
that kind of
Show me a
space
real
satellite.
picture. Show me a real picture.
Listen, NASA
Find
does
it.
not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake? To make it look like this, which is what looks real.
If that's real to you, man. They faked 6 moon landings.
Stop saying that.
about you, Shred?
Seems on some of these it's entertainment, and he does entertain the crowd, and he has people laughing at these events.
Maybe we could say it was a funny drug reaction to the flu.
$250 billion a year in the Defense Department. What good are they if they show nothing?
This virus and its symptoms. Can you help us separate fact from fiction here?
always look flat.
With a lot of stuff.
This package, banker bailouts, constant lies, wars, crime, stealing our lives.
Have you ever looked away? Listen to some tunes?
Space is fake AF. Space is fake AF. There's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons. You see the end of the desert. Get down there. Since that was not the limit. In fact, to the moon, even there, sunken. But we haven't been back since 1972. Destroyed all the papers and blew up the Challenger crew. Except for the twinsies. Space is fake AF. Space is fake AF. Look out into deep space away from the sun is the darkest mind you can imagine. Hey space boy, you broke my rocket heart. Where are the stars? Is it bright or is it dark? The vacuum of space, oh the tomfoolery.
What happens if you get a leak on that?
Hubble, etc. Where
Oh, okay. So if the Earth were actually this size, the International Space Station would be orbiting about a half an inch above the surface. And the dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't. It's fine. He wants. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish.
Go ahead, go try and find one. I guarantee you can't find one that looks real. And he's like,
you see this curvature of Earth's surface. Wow, he's in space. Look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball, he just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
when water is contained, it will never display a curve on its surface. And he says,
And then I showed examples of wide-angle lenses curving horizontal. I tweeted that. But I don't want to be a spoiled, you know, curmudgeon or anything. I don't.
water in it. It's flat. Straight across, no deviation. Scale that up to a pail of water. Is the water in that pail going to be flat? Damn sure it is going to be flat, level, 100%.
Okay.
From here.
Scale that up to a swimming pool. And he's like, the earth is flat. And he said,
That stuff is meters above this beach ball.
water is contained, it will
He
never
just
display
don't.
a curve on its surface.
That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. And then I
Your
showed
swimming pool,
examples.
the water in your swimming pool flat.
hated that. Space junk.
I know mine is. Yeah, well, let me ask you something. At what scale does water defy its own physics and start to curve?
You did.
But I don't want to be a spoiled, curmudgeon or anything. I don't want you to be distracted by things that are not. That's all I'm trying to say.
Knowledge can be very badly hurt, injured, or die from
cosmic truths have arrived at. And in there is their enthusiasm, their excitement. You end up liking their subject even if you didn't care about their subject because they brought enthusiasm to it. Curmudgeon or anything, or just tall. I got one, you ready? Now, we're a family. Knowledge that searchers of cosmic truths have arrived at. And in there is their enthusiasm, their excitement, or just tall. I got one, you ready? Now, I don't curmudgeon or anything. You don't see the curvature of the earth. You just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. So we could draw it that far back and say we are family.
So Neil, you're not a climate scientist, but you're a very distinguished scientist and astrophysicist.
Not true. Arguments you did. If it was round, stuff would fall off on the other side. You can't have people standing upside down.
Thing he called a cotton gin. His name was Whitney, and they called him a crackpot, too. And they said the same thing about a man called Watney. And before that, there was a man who thought the world was round.
Tampa, about the bubbles in space coming up from the helmets? Yeah, you guys are in an underwater pool.
From space, and it's clearly flat and round. The other question I would have for people that think the Earth is flat.
This is Christopher Columbus and goes for a flat world.
I know, but really, you're such a dreamer. You'll go out there and you'll sail right off the edge of the world.
Oh, bravo! Hey, was that moving? Was that a great bet? Have your permission to sail?
Have you had your shots?
Welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, it's part of the show. Didn't they teach you to reach for the stars while opening up the bars and keeping you chained down with mortgage bills and cars? Vaccines for your arms, kids sounding like supercharged, caffeinated hate-filled scars and rage-quit repertoires. No answers for yards, caught up in emotion that's not even yours. Imposter truths like impeccable retards, lined up for your serving of Gish Gallop and wars. No remedy can save the lost, in love with the yarn. I'm tired of walking into refracted shards, poor science displayed by disgusting bards. Soaked in sin with your dupe is delight for a new hand of cards. Been so long, seems like for love I'm just too hard, I'm just too hard, that's it. Welcome to the show where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know. In
Intoxicated hate makes you believe you're spinning in space, why you have no shame or grace. It's a disdainful state I used to contemplate, how to save myself from my own self-hate. Wonder why I was even made with a dreadful fate, forced to try and awake with a full plate, no one to help me stay awake or educate. I've had to liberate and fight through hidden gates, but my brother, heaven could never be late, and rockets don't work in space. It's all fake, the show is on Mars, it's a joke, but you're too far gone, it won't be long. Fepe's beak is strong. We have our song and we march along like streams of knowledge leading to God's holy pond, and lives of truth that hits the bong and sings the song, turns mankind from the wrong. We come in peace with a holy gown and all of us wearing our holy crowns. Said the earth is flat and we probably just won't get along. Just to go along, I said, welcome to the show, where you don't know if it's part of the show. Welcome to the show. If you don't know, you don't know.
Took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
The pro shop called. Your new putter has arrived.
The President of the United States and the new Congress will depart from the Flat Earth Society attitudes on science of the Bush administration. That isn't that I'm not respectful of the views of some on this subject. It's a new idea to some, and we have to make the case that. Well, I know, my views have followed this issue for years, and I'm disappointed that the administration has taken the point of view that they did.